Hi everyone, welcome back to Epic's YouTube channel. Today we will be finishing the last two chapters of Ninja Worrier. Before we begin, I want you to try and recall the color belt that you are able to start with when you begin karate. It was mentioned in the book previously. Chapter 7, Serial Sidekick. I practiced what I had learned in karate class before I went to bed, and I got up early the next morning to practice again. Kyuu! Kyuu! I shouted as I punched the air. Susie barged into my room. Get out! I yelled. If the door is closed, you're supposed to knock. What are you doing, weirdo? Said Susie. I'm practicing karate. Now leave me alone. Well, Mom says you need to come down for breakfast. I'll be there in a minute, I said as I shoved her out of the door. If I was ever going to be able to stand up to Max Sellers, then I'd have to practice a lot. A few minutes later, I heard my mom calling from downstairs. Freddie, Freddie, where are you? I'm in my room, I yelled back. Well, you need to get down here right now and eat your breakfast, or you're going to miss the bus. I glanced at the clock. Oh no, 7:15. I was so focused on karate that I had completely lost track of time. I bounded down the stairs and raced into the kitchen. Susie was pointing at me and laughing hysterically. What's so funny? I said. You. She was laughing so hard she couldn't get the words out. What? I demanded. Did you forget something? She said. No, I didn't forget anything. So you're planning on going to school like that? Like what? I looked down. I wasn't wearing any pants. I had taken my pants off when I was practicing my karate kicks because my foot kept getting caught in the pant leg. I forgot to put them on before I came back downstairs. I'm sure your friends would love to see your tighty whities, said Susie. They are so cute with the sharks all over them. My face turned bright red. I could feel my cheeks burning. Freddie, you are already running late, said my mom. Go back upstairs and put on some pants. You need to hurry. I ran upstairs, threw on my pants, and dashed back into the kitchen. Much better, said my mom. Now what would you like for breakfast? You haven't got a lot of time. I'll just have a bowl of cereal, I said. My mom brought me back the box of cereal and some milk. Here you go, she said. Eat up. Thanks, Mom, I said, pouring the cereal into my bowl. Freddie, why are you so late this morning? Asked my dad. I thought I heard a noise in your room really early this morning. Earlier than usual. He thinks he's a ninja, said Susie. I glared at her. I did get up early, Dad, because I wanted to practice karate before I went to school. Really? Said my dad. I guess you really liked your class yesterday. It was awesome. We were learning punches and kicks and blocks. You were learning all of that in your first class? Yep, you want to see? I said, jumping up from the table. Freddie, I don't think my mom started to say, but before she could stop me, I did a side kick and my foot landed right in my cereal bowl. The bowl flipped upside down and milk spilled all over the floor. Freddie, said my mom, look what you just did. I stood there in my sopping wet sock, watching the milk form a puddle on the kitchen floor. The kitchen is not a place to do karate. Sorry, Mom. Now go get a sponge and clean up this mess. I ran over to the sink, got a sponge, and wiped up the floor. Now both of my socks were soaking wet and squishy. Give me your socks and go upstairs and get some dry ones, said my mom. You'll just have to take a bagel with you on the bus. I got back downstairs just as the bus pulled up. I grabbed my backpack and a bagel and ran out the door. When I got on the bus, I was so excited to tell Robbie and Josh about my karate class that I didn't see Max stick his leg out when I was walking down the aisle. I tripped right over his foot, fell on the floor, and dropped my bagel. I tried to grab it, but it rolled out of my reach under a seat. There goes my breakfast, I sighed. When I looked up, Max had a big grin on his face. Are you okay, Freddie? Did you trip? Big bully, I muttered under my breath. Max bent down low, so the bus driver couldn't see me, and grabbed my shirt collar. What did you say? He growled in my face. Nothing. I didn't say anything, I mumbled. Freddie, said the bus driver, would you please get up and take your seat? I can't start driving until you sit down. Max slowly let go of my shirt. I stood up, brushed myself off, and walked to the back of the bus. Freddie, are you okay? Asked Robbie. What happened? Asked Josh. Max tripped me, I said. I don't know why he just doesn't leave you alone, said Robbie. He will soon, said Josh. Now that you're taking karate. How was class yesterday? It was awesome, I said. Really? Said Robbie. What kind of stuff did you learn? I learned how to do a side kick. That's cool, said Robbie. It was a little hard at first, I said. My leg was wiggling around like a worm, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. It just takes practice, that's all, said Josh. The side kick is one of the hardest. What else did you learn? Said Robbie. Let's see. We practice a forward punch. You punch with your right hand and your left hand comes back to your side. Your hands move in opposite directions of each other, said Josh. That way you have more power. Did your sensei teach you about the karate yell? The karate yell? What's that? Asked Robbie. When you punch, you yell, kyuu, to let out your stored energy. It makes your punch stronger, said Josh. It sounds like this. Josh punched the air and yelled, kyuu! Wow, said Robbie. That is like real Ninja Warrior stuff. Can you guys show me some of that? Sure, said Josh. Why don't we all practice some karate at recess? Said Robbie. Great idea, said Josh. I put my finger to my lips. Shh, I said. I don't want you-know-who to even know I'm taking karate. I just want to surprise him one day. It will be a surprise, all right, Josh whispered. A real surprise. That's the end of Chapter 7. Stay tuned for Chapter 8. Our final chapter of the story. Chapter 8, The Surprise. As I was walking into the classroom, Max smiled, patted me on the back, and said, Freddie, did you have a nice trip? Oh, Freddie, I didn't know you were going on a trip, said Miss Clark. Where did you go? I glared at Max, and then I turned to Miss Clark. He was just joking. I didn't go on a trip, I said. He just thinks he's so funny, whispered Josh. I know, I said, but he's not. He's just mean. We all put our stuff away in our cubbies and sat down to work. It was hard for me to concentrate because I couldn't stop thinking about practicing karate with Josh and Robbie at recess. The morning seemed to go by really slowly, even slower than usual. Finally, Miss Clark said, It's just about time for recess. Please put your books away and then you can go out. We all walked over to put our books away, but Max was in such a hurry that he bumped into the bookshelf and 2 baskets of books toppled onto the floor. Who just did that? Asked Miss Clark. Before I could think about what I was saying, the words came flying out of my mouth. Max did it, I said. Max whipped his head around and glared at me. I gulped. Max, you really need to slow down and control your body, said Miss Clark. You are not going out to recess until all of these books are cleaned up. You are in big trouble now, Max whispered in my ear. Just wait until I get out to recess. I grabbed Josh by the arm. Come on, let's get out of here. I didn't stop running until we were out on the playground. Freddie, are you okay? Asked Robbie. You look a little weird. Max just whispered something to him, said Josh. What did he say? Asked Robbie. He said he was going to get me at recess, I said. Whatever, said Josh. Don't even think about him. Let's just go have some fun. Yeah, said Robbie. I want you guys to show me some real karate moves. I want to find a secret place to practice, I said. You mean because we're secret ninja spies, so we need a secret hangout? Said Josh. No, because I don't want Max to find me, I said. I don't know what he's going to do. You're getting yourself all worried for nothing, said Josh. But if it will make you feel better, we can find a secret place to practice. We could go to the far end of the field, behind that row of trees, said Robbie. No, anyone could see us there, I said. The trees are too skinny. What about under the slide? Said Josh. There's not enough room to practice kicking and punching there, said Robbie. I know, I said. Follow me. Josh and Robbie followed me around the side of the building and behind the tall ball shed. No one will find us here, I said, smiling. Good thinking, said Josh. I've never been back here. Can you guys show me how to do some real karate? Asked Robbie. Sure, said Josh. Let's try a forward punch. Stand with your right leg slightly in front of your left, like this. Robbie copied Josh. You don't want to stand up perfectly straight, I said. Yesterday, my sensei said I should bend my knees a bit and get a little lower so I feel like a sturdy tree with roots going deep into the ground that cannot be knocked over. Josh smiled at me, and Robbie bent his knees and moved his feet a little farther apart. Now, when you punch, said Josh, you want to make sure that you hit with your first 2 knuckles, and you want to pull that fist that isn't punching back to your waist. Watch me. Josh did a forward punch. Now watch Freddie do one. I did a forward punch. You want to make sure you have power in your punch. Pulling the other fist back to your waist at the same time you extend your front arm helps you make sure your punch is stronger, said Josh. Robbie tried one. Good, said Josh. Try another one. Robbie did about 10 more punches. Now can you guys show me one of the really cool kicks the secret ninjas do? Let's do a side kick, I said. Okay, said Josh. First, hold your hands up in front of your face like this. Robbie made 2 fists. If you're punching, you make fists, said Josh, but when you're kicking, you want to keep your hands open. Gotcha, said Robbie, and he opened his hands. The side kick has 4 parts. You bring your knee up, extend your leg, bring it back in, and then put it down. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Josh said as he did the kick really slowly for Robbie. Now you try it. Robbie tried, but just like me, his leg wiggled around a little bit. That was good, said Josh. Try again. Hold your left leg steady for balance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Robbie tried again, lost his balance, fell on the ground, and burst out laughing. This is harder than it looks. Then came the voice I would know anywhere. What's so funny, you little wimpy babies? How did he find us? I thought to myself. Just get out of here, said Josh. No, I have some business to take care of with Freddie, said Max. Josh took a step toward Max, but Max pushed him out of the way and reached to grab me by the collar of my shirt. Without even thinking, I stuck my right arm up to block his grab, and with my left hand I took hold of his arm. I was eyeball to eyeball and nose to nose with Max Sellers, the biggest bully in the whole 2nd grade. My stomach flip-flopped. What have I done? I thought to myself. Max just stood there, frozen. I squeezed Max's arm a little bit tighter. Get out of here, I whispered in his ear. Leave us alone. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it was going to leap out of my chest, but it didn't move. Karate had given me the guts to stand up to Max Sellers. Finally, Max blinked. Then he yanked his arm out of my grasp and took a step backward. I thought he was going to punch me right then and there, but he didn't. He turned around and walked away. I breathed a big sigh of relief. Whew. Robbie, Josh, and I all high-fived each other. You did it, said Josh. You stood up to Max Sellers. That was awesome, said Robbie. I smiled. Yes, it was, I said. Yes, it was. That is the end of our story. We are going to be having an activity followed after this video, and then there will be a document posted under the video as well, containing more activities that you guys can complete together. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this story. Hi everybody, for this activity we are going to be making an origami dog. This is what it's going to look like in the end, so stay tuned and we will get started. The materials you need for this origami dog is a piece of construction paper, any color, a pair of scissors, a black marker, a ruler, as well as a pencil. You're going to make sure you use the inches side of the ruler and trace a square that is 6 inches by 6 inches. It should look a little like this, and then you're going to take your scissors and begin cutting out that square. Once you finish cutting, it will then look like this. You're going to lay your square down so it's in the shape of a diamond in front of you. Take the top corner, fold it down to the bottom corner. Make sure you crease it so it stays nice and flat. Once you have your triangle, open it back up. You're also going to fold the other sides together to make another triangle. And then remember to crease that as well. You're going to open it back up and you're going to refold that back down. Then you are going to take both sides one at a time and then fold them inwards toward the middle crease, as I am doing right here. This is what it will look like once you have them both folded down. These will be the ears on your dog. You are then going to flip it over to the back side. Fold both of the pieces up a little tiny bit to make a small triangle. Crease that so it stays. You're also going to take the top little corner and you're going to fold that down a little bit also. That will be a part of the head for the dog. It should look like this once you fold both of those. Just make sure you press it down so it stays good. That is good for the folding. So all you have to do now is take your black marker or any color you would like and draw your dog's face. I am drawing 2 eyes, a nose, and then I'm going to be drawing the mouth, and I decided to add some whiskers as well to my dog. This is what it looks like in the end, and I hope you had fun, so thanks for watching.